the elites? Why'd you send me demons when I asked for God's son? You're the most liberal bunch I've ever met, and you can bet before it's through I'll make a conspiracy theorist out of you.
What's up, guys?
We're back.
Liberty
Tree. Lindsay, yo.
So, Yo and I were trying to figure out, did we do the Fauci thing? Did we do,
We have research on that. I have updates on that. We're going to get that one out for sure.
But more, I feel like, on, like, what's going on right now, I had this thought the other day. And I said it to Yo, and I was like, I feel like I need to research this. But I was like, what if the reason why we keep electing old politicians, okay? Hear me out. Tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hat. I got this hat, but there's a tinfoil hat underneath my hat.
Okay, so what if we keep doing it because the people in charge, conspiracy theory, can use MKUltra easier on dementia people? Because if you think about it, I don't know if you've done enough research on MKUltra, but like broad views. We
speak about it in the last video, so briefly. Jump to that one.
Briefly. Or just look it up yourself. It's an actual program, but it used like LSD to test on people, and so I kind of was like, hey, like what, like looking on the internet, I'm like, what does it affect? It affects your memory, your like the ability to like persuadability of a person, like how much you can make somebody want to do something. So there's a few different things that it affects, and that like the MKUltra did. And in it, when reading about it, I remember reading that children were like most like highly coveted for it in the trials because their brains are still developing.
So their malleable brains were very easy
to like penetrate or manipulate, right?
Okay.
And then it got me thinking, well, they always say like at the end of your life, you revert back to a childlike mindset. And it got me thinking like, if we really wanted to be great, why wouldn't like people in charge and in political circles like be pushing for like our best, which is like, your prime is 30s. So, like, why wouldn't you push people for 30s, 40s, 50s? Why are you pushing for people that are, like, 70s? Like, I think left and right, most of us are like, what the fuck?
Right, like, at the end of their second term, boy, they're looking halfway into the grave.
Well, and I noticed a lot of people are, like, pointing out, like, oh, he's got dementia, this is elderly abuse. And it's funny because it's almost the exact same gig that they did with Biden.
I mean, I think Biden was very much elderly abuse.
Well, that's what people are saying on Trump now. If you're seeing it, that's
well, I mean, they're so old.
But the point is, why? Why would you put somebody, if retirement age is 65, why are we putting 70-plus-year-olds into one of the most arguably stressful jobs in the world, or one of the most stressful jobs in the world? Why would they do that? Unless their brains were highly susceptible to something like MKUltra. Now, again, allegedly they stopped the program, but
I'm sure it's been renamed. You don't just shelve a tool like that.
Yeah, I know.
And go, oh, we have this super effective mind control.
It wasn't super effective. Allegedly, it wasn't super effective. It was vague and couldn't be. Yeah.
Because they're very forthcoming.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
They never lie.
Okay,
the government never lies.
So it's a slightly effective tool.
Yeah.
That
they've been working on for, I don't know, 40, 50 years or so. I mean, I'm sure it has had no improvement. It definitely just got shelved.
Well, you look at some of these things, you're looking at these politicians on TV, and then like one week they're like, dude, something happened.
Well, and some theories, people think they're cloned or they're wearing a mask, which I'm like, yeah, that could be part of it, but also it could be MKUltra.
Well, there was that one video of Trump last week where it was like, dude, it was so clear it was AI. With the glitching,
with the glitch of the moving table,
I'm like, they are using it was his address
after
to the assassination.
Yeah. So,
and I was like, oh my gosh, this is 100% AI. 100%.
The whole table works.
The government used AI as a front. I think Trump had a stroke because his whole face was droopy on one side. Check it out for yourselves. Anyway, I don't mean to.
No, it's great. So I was curious, and I'm like, yeah, when elderly people start to get dementia, all of those parts of their brains are weakened. So like an adult would have a more strong mind that it would be harder to like break essentially.
Why wouldn't they want
So why wouldn't you want elderly people in there? Because obviously you're not going to put a 12-year-old in. So next best thing is to put a 70 to 80-year-old in.
I mean, Poopy Pants Biden. They were ushering from one meeting to the next, the alleged diaper changes. Then you have the auto pen, the famous auto pen. Yeah. And then like it's so easy to manipulate somebody like that.
I mean, so my point is, I think that's the goal.
And then you wonder who's actually running this fucking thing.
Well, so then like that's the next thing is like to time our last video, there's like allegations like Candace is ruining the Republican base because she's separating and splitting it, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely Candace, not like the 180 on Trump's like has he done some immigration things? Yeah, but Obama did more, which is like, what?
My question to you guys,
didn't you research this? Obama deported way more people, did he not?
You can see the numbers in the last video that we just posted. It's astonishing, actually. Not only is Trump like below, he's below by far.
Well, and it's funny because it's like the ICE agents, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he's not even doing very much.
It's not very good.
It's such a propaganda.
And I'm
machine.
not talking net inflow to outflow. I'm talking like just sheer deportations in general.
Yeah,
it's such a talking point.
Also, especially after how many people we had come in.
Sure.
Anyways, and I'm not saying it's ethical or any of that. I'm just saying, like, when you're talking about points and people are like, he's crazy, he's deporting all these people, I'm like, mathematically, he's not relative.
Also, this information is pulled from the Department of Homeland Security. I don't know how much more official it can get from their reporting.
I mean, the government lies, so it could be fake news.
But you know what? They're also the ones doing it, so
but also,
who else is going to monitor it?
What better source can I get?
Exactly.
Like, it's the best I can do.
Exactly.
So I guess the point is we're going to blame Candace for this. And to tie it into Candace, because I think this is the big thing that's kind of getting us back inspired on this. We got fired up with Charlie. Life got crazy. And then Candace's most recent video talking about, like, get out there and speak truth. Well, her most recent video, she talks about, like, where she was pressure pointing before Charlie Kirk's assassination. And she said she was talking about the MKUltra with the Macron. Very weird. If you haven't heard about that, go back and watch her video. It's very odd because she was talking about how, like, Macron was, or not Macron, but Brigitte was named Michael and possibly living in America and maybe part of MKUltra. So she was starting that, and then allegedly, I don't know, I can't confirm, she's used some text messages, but, like, I don't have phone records or anything, so I can't know for certain. Sure. And Turning Point won't verify because whatever the hell they're doing right now. They've gone mute.
They've gone quasi-mute.
And then they want to set up this, but they only want to do it with it. They're not being helpful, let's just say that. So they could prove her statement that Charlie reached out to her and was like, hey, the White House wants you to stop this, a national security threat. You need to stop asking about Macron. Da, da, da. So allegedly she stops, but thought it was like a joke, which, again, who wouldn't think that was a joke? Like, if you're like, it's a national security threat to talk about a transgender French president's
wife.
Like, like, of course you're going to be like, what? Now, if they gave you more information, like the MKUltra could, incriminate this or that, sure, maybe you'd be like, okay, I'll stop. She mentioned that. I just think it's interesting. She was pressing on that. And that is also comes up in, was it Sean Ryan's videos? He's now talking about it. And
Y-Files talks about it they confirm it with released files.
Yeah,
these are unclassified documents that verify it.
Y-Files is a great one because what he'll do is he'll go through and tell it to you as the cool conspiracy theory, and then he'll go through and debunk it. If you haven't watched Y-Files, fantastic show, great for aliens and all sorts of tinfoil hat stuff. If you're watching this, you probably have seen it because it's fantastic. But the thing is, this MKUltra is allegedly over, and it just feels like there's something more that's being used with it, and it could have been expanded into other aspects of society. And it seems like anytime people press on it specifically, they're silenced.
Look, it's a tool in their bag for their disposal.
Allegedly.
They will not get rid of it. They will not get rid of it.
Again,
they will use it as they see fit.
I feel comfortable doing this because literally we're a nobody. We have 17 subscribers. So literally, which, thank you. That's so exciting for us.
Thank you guys for watching, first and foremost.
But also at the same time, like, we're nobody. So, like, I don't think the feds are straight up at our house. Now, AJ with Y-Files got millions of people that are watching him. I can see how that could get a little more risky and why he's like, I'm just a dude who talks to a fish.
Sure.
But I do think it's interesting that it keeps reoccurring and that when people press on it, they feel scared. Mm-hmm. So
my question is like, what's there to be scared at a certain point? What is there to be scared about? We're already not having kids. We already can't own homes.
Well,
the American dream,
not everyone.
Mostly for the youth of America, the average age of the homeowner, you told me last week, is like 65.
No, 59.
This is a first-time home buyer, 59. That for the youth, and especially the youth that is watching YouTube, it's like it's a depressing era. It just is, because the American dream feels so unachievable.
Well, and to your point with the American dream, this only, to my point, goes to show not what Candace did, what the Trump administration didn't do. He talks about housing affordability, and I brought this up to some internet troll, and their comment was like, "What was he supposed to do? It's only been 11 months." And I'm like, "What was he supposed to do?" Well, with the money you sent to Israel, and now as of today, what I read is we're sending like $1 billion to Kenya, I believe. For their healthcare, which we don't get free healthcare, but we should help with their healthcare. There's money that's going with Venezuela. We're still America first, but we're still sending money out. We could have used those billions of dollars to subsidize to build like GI bungalow type things, where maybe a house would cost $100,000 to build, but we subsidize it and it costs $50,000 for people to buy a nice starter home to have a kid. Maybe it's a 2-1, something like that. Rather than an apartment where you're going to rent forever and you can build some equity. No. We're going to send it to Israel because they're our biggest ally, and we're going to send it to Kenya for their health care.
Right. And your 40-hour work week is now at 50. You don't get that 3%. Just be happy to have your job. Or got laid off. Sorry.
Or your coworker just got fired, so now you're doing their job and your job. So you should just be grateful because you have a job.
Right.
And this is not slavery by any means. No. This is just, you should be grateful.
Right. And if you can't afford it, you are going to be working
at least 2 jobs.
At least 2 jobs.
At least.
And it's going to be excruciating for you.
Now, are there people who got in at good timings and it's not for everyone?
Sure. Or your family paid it off, or they were able to help you. Like, there's so many blessings out there that, like, people, they're fortunate. Like, it's not everybody. But
it's still not.
We're talking for the bulk.
And if you're comparing apples to apples for like, and I hate just bashing the boomers, but when you do compare apples to apples from their purchasing power to our purchasing power to buy a home, it doesn't make sense.
I think it's well documented, and I think it's widely understood.
It is.
That it's.
But the point is, what could have Trump done? Well, also America first. Maybe don't send money to other countries and say, "Oh, there are." No, stop. Just stop. Like, let's just stop. Why don't we focus on America? If we take out immigration, we have a population collapse.
One last point. I wrote to my local, I think it was a state rep, track APEC. So if you are concerned with money going to Israel, track APEC.com.
Or any foreign country.
Well, you can look at various lobbying groups or whatever.
But APEC doesn't have to, they're not foreign.
Right. For whatever reason, because they are a very strategic partner in the Middle East. We can get to a video on that.
So they're obviously, they're American.
But you can look up your state, and I wrote my representative, and you can write yours.
Well,
and like we use our voices. Use your voices. Of money, though. It's like 6.3 mil. That's a lot. Some are like 50, some are 10, some are 5, some are like hundreds of thousands. Level. Yes, so this is not a federal government official. Like, this is just a state rep. So use your voice, use your opinion. Like,
not that it'll do anything.
Who cares? Inundate them. Shame them. Yeah. Like, shame them. What? Why?
Oh, also really funny. Cash Patel just did a release on, it looks like Megyn Kelly asked him about Candace's allegations because Turning Point won't answer about anything. People are crying out, bring receipts, bring receipts. She's trying to bring receipts, but everybody says they're fake. The only people who could validate it is Turning Point, which they will not do. And then she says that the federal government, she turned it in. Again, that's a really dangerous thing to say, that the French government has a hit on her head, and really scary, and for the government to do nothing about it. So Megyn Kelly asks Cash Patel, and his response is like, if it was, we'd look into it. We would, and we could.
If you feel like you are being threatened, we're going to look into it. Well, that's great. That's the extent of it.
Bahala.
That's the extent of it. Which, guys, would we expect anything different from our useless bureaucratic morons in D.C.?
Guys, did they look into it? Well, I mean,
I'm sure they knew about it. I'm sure they're like, there's nothing to look into. We already know.
The only thing I could deduce from it, he didn't flat out say we didn't receive anything. He just said, if there were, we would look into it, which tells me they received something and they're looking at it.
Sure.
It's not that it's not true and it's not that it is true.
Sure.
It means allegedly.
What could we do? Well, you know what? Probably reach out to Canada and be like, do you want to go to Turning Point? We'll supply a security bubble. Cash Patel will be there personally.
But that's taxpayer dollars. There's people who don't give a shit and then you can't use it. It's kind of an abuse of power.
Sure.
But then again, abuse of power.
Right.
Why was JD Vance
We need to
protect
all the bureaucrats in DC. That's a better use of government money. That's
right, we're going on a tangent now.
Okay, sorry. Regardless, guys, thank you for this little bit.
A little outburst.
And I'm sure we'll have the next one for you here soon, right, Liz?
Yeah, comment on your thoughts on what's going on. It's getting real heated. It's weird because I feel like it's been quiet. And I feel like the last few days are almost as volatile. Not as volatile, but almost as volatile as when Charlie was assassinated. And I feel like whatever Candace is doing is really touching on something that somebody doesn't like, because there's also a lot of propaganda.
Guys, let us know about your thoughts on this live stream. Are you going to be watching it? Are you anticipating it? Are you excited for it? I surely am. I would love to put some things to rest and just to hear what
I want to watch their body language. I want to see what they're saying. Yeah. I mean, there's people who are like, she needs to go there. She's a coward, and I'm like, you know what? Coward or not, that doesn't justify putting her in danger.
Sure.
And also, people are like, well, you get more with body language. And I'm like, I'm watching this as a video. Like, you guys can only interpret my body language so much through a video.
Sure.
Like, you only get so much. That's just reality.
Right.
So as a viewer, I'm not really going to get much more from her being there or in on her own house. Now, Turning Point's going to get different. But at the same time, why would you go to the lion's den to a place you think that they helped kill your friend? Why would, or
at least failed to defend
or protect.
Or
organize. Or
at the very least, they failed to protect him.
Yeah.
That's undeniable.
Y'all suck at your job?
Right.
That's fact.
So, anyway, guys.
All right.
Until the next one. Peace.